What's up, bums? Welcome back to another Bums Blitz video. I am your host, The Bum. Remember, you could reach me at Twitter anytime during the week at Bums Blitz. I just want to take a second to thank all of you who watched last week's video on the Tennessee Titans. If you missed that video, here's a link. Click the link, check it out, and let's get started. I'm ready to talk some more football. So last week's video, we spoke about just the Tennessee Titans. In this week's video, we're going to talk about a few different players that will make an impact on their team right away. I chose 3 players to talk about in depth, and then I'm going to rattle off a few stats and thoughts about a couple different players that moved over the last 2 weeks. Right now, I want to talk about Ladarius Green and his move to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he's going to be a great asset for Big Ben. Big Ben needs someone that could move with him. He wants to scramble, he wants to get out of the pocket, he wants to make a play. Heath Miller was a great tight end for them, but he was not the best athlete in the world. Now, Ben has someone that could scramble with him. Someone fast, someone huge, for when he has to get out of the pocket and just throw the ball up to somebody that could catch it. Now he has someone in the mid-range, middle of the field, and someone that could go up for the ball. Antonio Brown can only do so much. Ladarius Green will thrive in this offense. I believe it. I really think that he's someone that you need on your team. He may go a little high. I'm hoping that you could draft early before the hype gets to him, or draft later and the hype dies down. One of the two. Hopefully you don't have to pay too much, but I really think he's going to be top 10 tight end this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he is in the top 5. Go get him. He's going to be great. Sticking with the tight end theme, let's talk about Coby Fleener. He moves from the Indianapolis Colts to the New Orleans Saints. I think that as far as a team goes for a tight end, the Saints are a great fit for any tight end. But who knows where Coby Fleener is in his game right now? I've heard a lot of things about him not being real football smart, running the wrong routes, just not focusing and catching the ball. He never really took over the number 1 spot from Dwayne Allen. They love Dwayne Allen over there. Now, he goes to a team that has lost Colston. Their only big guy right now is Brandon Coleman, a second-year wide receiver. I really like Coleman, but he didn't show up as much as I thought he would last year. This year, maybe he emerges and he's a great player for Breeze. Who knows? Also, Breeze also has to step up a little bit too. With the addition of Fleener to this team, and if he can step it up mentally, they really have a nice offense, and I think that Fleener could score quite a bit. He could be a top 10 tight end this year, but it all depends on if he is going to step up. I don't think that he's going to be a guy that's consistent. I think that he will be one of those interchangeable tight ends that we have. We have a bunch of them. There's basically 3 tiers, and he is in that 3rd tier where there's about 10 guys you could interchange from 5 to number 15. I think that you can draft him, you can take a choice on him, but I will not overspend on Coby Fleener. Take my advice, don't spend too much, and hopefully it pays off for you in the long run. Alright guys, don't be mad, but I accidentally got this video into a big theme, which is tight ends. The last tight end I want to talk about is Martellus Bennett. He got traded from the Bears to the Patriots, and I think this is an incredible thing. They finally got back their Aaron Hernandez. I hate bringing him up, but it's important because when they had this guy, they were crazy good. Gronk was great. Hernandez was great as a player. And Brady was at his best. This offense ran at its best. Now they have Bennett, and he's going to be able to do the kind of things that Hernandez did back in the day. Now, I wouldn't be scared of Gronk. Gronk is still going to do his thing. He's going to have great stats. He may even play better because less focus could be on him, or else you're going to have another monster in Bennett making plays. They have to focus their DBs and their linebackers on these 2 monsters. And now, all of a sudden, the outside problems that they've been having with the wide receivers over the last couple years become less of an issue. They have to focus on these 2 guys. I think that Martellus Bennett is still safe being drafted early. I will try to get him as late as possible, but because I think he will pay off as much as anybody can. He's still going to be a top 5 to 10 guy for sure. Alright guys, I'm going to apologize right now because this video has turned into another themed video like last week. Only this week it's tight ends. The last tight end I want to talk about is Martellus Bennett. He makes a move from the Bears to the Patriots, and I could not be more excited about it. They finally have their Aaron Hernandez back. Even though I don't want to talk about Aaron Hernandez, I feel like it's important because this offense was basically made to have two great tight ends in it. Now, some of you might be scared that Gronk is going to take production away from Bennett. I don't believe that is true. I believe that they could both thrive in this offense. It was made for it. We've seen it. Aaron Hernandez had great numbers. He was a weekly starter. He was an all-pro type player. So I think that Bennett, being an athlete, being huge, he could definitely benefit. He could definitely take over this spot, and they could get back to this offense that made them feared throughout the league. I don't believe that Gronk will take a step down. He will basically outproduce himself, I feel. The focus that he's always had on him now has to be focused on Bennett as well. He can put up great numbers, great stats, and kill you. So you can't focus a linebacker and a safety on Gronk when you have a monster like Bennett on the other side of the field. There's going to be enough for both of them, and I really think that Bennett will be a top 5 to 10 guy, even with Gronk on the other side of the field. I feel safe drafting him. I won't reach for him, but I don't really reach for any tight ends. I really believe that he can do a great job this year. He'll be worth it. He may even be a guy you start every single day. Trust in Bennett and don't have any fears of him splitting time with Gronk. Draft him, listen to me, and you're welcome. As promised, it's the lightning round. Going to get right into it. First person I want to talk about is Mohamed Sanu. He moves over to the Atlanta Falcons. I think that he could be what Douglas was to them a couple years ago, but a little bit more. He adds a surprise factor because he could throw the ball. He's athletic. He could do different things with the ball in his hands. He could run. I think that he's a great asset to this team. Do not believe he makes up for Roddy White. I still think they need to get one more guy. Lamar Miller, the next person. I'm excited to see what he could do on a team that actually likes him. The team that he was on before, the Dolphins, they did not like him. Now Houston will feature him. He's going to get a ton of carries. 2 years ago, he reached 1,000 yards. Last year, he just got to about 900 or 800. And this year, I believe that he will get more carries, more yards. He will increase the 8 touchdowns that he had last year. He will be a good player. We've been talking about it for a long time. We've always had him on our mind, but now he can finally step up. The next person is Mike Wallace. He's going to be Mike Wallace, I think, on Baltimore. He's just a guy that goes straight line. I don't think he's a guy that you're going to want to draft, that you want to go after early. He's not going to be the difference maker, but I think as a plug-and-play, he could definitely go out for you and score some touchdowns. Flacco loves throwing the ball deep. This guy is the deep threat. He won't do much more. Torrey Smith kind of thing. I think that for that kind of value, late, especially in a deep league, you can pick him up and throw him in every now and then against bad matchups, and he will put up some numbers for you. The next person is Brock Osweiler. I don't think that he's going to be a guy that you really want to start week to week. He only hit 300 yards for the Broncos one time last year. It was more of a game manager type thing, hand the ball off, make smart decisions. I don't know if it's going to be much different. I know that in Houston they have a great wide receiver at Hopkins, and Brock is better than anybody that they've had throwing him the ball in the last 2 years. Hopkins will do better this year. I'm going to go out on that limb. He had a great season this year. It'll be tough, but I think Brock does give him more stability at the position. But as far as numbers for Brock goes, I don't think he's someone you want to draft. Alright guys, that's it for this week's video. Hopefully you got some great information. I know we stuck to tight ends a lot today, but that just means next week we'll have a different theme. So for now, I just want to thank you all for watching. Remember, you could reach me on Twitter at BumsBlitz. Remember last week's video about the Titans? You click the link over here or in the description below. Remember to comment. I love talking to you guys. Last week you guys were great. I had some great conversations. So keep it up. Remember, reach me, bumsblitz.com. That's my website, and I am the Bum. Take care. I'll talk to you next week.